Okay, welcome back. And we didn't really change much. I just went and gathered some leaves and whatnot so I could make some biomass. Because we're going to need to work on power increases. So on the to-do list here, we have the basic production that we need to complete from the previous one, but I think before it's probably a little out of order. Before we do that, we need to do both tier 1 upgrades and then power increases. So that's sort of in the wrong order, but that's okay. And then we're going to talk about base planning. And at least my idea of base planning for this area. We're going to have our starter base, obviously. Let's grab some of this stuff out of here. While I was gathering stuff, I was letting this cook a little bit, and it built up some excess. So we should have some excess over here. We should have some extra rods. Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of rods over here. Look at that. Nice. And this is not a complete setup yet. This is still just an ingot generator. Oh, we're out of room. That's okay. We can probably put some of this in some power generators. Okay, so let's start with some upgrades. Take a look and see what we can do. We definitely want the field research. We want all three of these, really, but let's just do this one right away. Oh, I don't have the screws for it. So while we're dinking away on some screws, so some of the things I like to do with base planning is sort of set an area, okay? And when I'll fly up in the air here in a second, we'll show you what I'm talking about. But the copper area is going to be where we feed in copper, and we're going to have a concrete area, so we can kind of feed all of our concrete to an area. And then obviously we have to handle in and out logistics as well. A lot of times I like to do logistics floors, which we'll talk about once we start doing foundations. That should be good enough. Good enough for the time being. Now, the reason I'm crafting screws manually
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
I didn't sign any contract. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we have more space now too as well. That's good. We went and gathered a few hard drives, and I got some stuff that was around the hard drives, which is all this stuff. Oh, you know what also I saw while we're thinking about it? Right over here. Something that can be researched in the MAM.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Let's grab that out of there, this guy out of there, these guys out of there. Oop, I don't have enough room. Okay, let's build a MAM quick. Get some research going. So yeah, I'm gonna start planning the base, but I would like to get some of it, like I said, sort of planned out ahead of time. And like I said, I sort of build logistics floors and build a path for logistics that makes sense to come in, both in and out of each building, right? So that way you can kind of build a central area. Let's do some quick researches real quick. I don't have enough for that one.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
What do you mean I'm missing the materials? Oh, I know why. Because it's still in the bank. That's the one I have.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay. Give me that back. Give me that back. Give me that. Knock out some of these early researches here quick before I start researching my hard drives in search of a couple of important early game recipes that I would like to have.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
That one. Am I missing? Feel like I'm missing something. It's okay. We'll come back for it.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration. This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Love it. Alright, let's get a couple more of these things researched.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Ooh.
This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
I snagged a power slug when I was out and about and realized it was sort of you didn't get to hear the message that it said, but it was pretty standard. You guys will hear it. Except I need another blue power
Slugs
slug.
extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves. By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
So the reason why I'm doing this here quick is to talk about underclocking as well, which is going to come in handy for some of the recipes we're going to use. Not necessarily overclocking, like I said, just in this case underclocking. Okay. Let's do this recipe. But this unlocks both overclocking and underclocking, which is important.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Okay, and now quartz. Finish out our research here quick. Oh, and I gotta grab those hard drives.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies. Research completed. Quartz crystal recipe unlocked. New quartz research available. Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
Didn't actually pick up any silica. And I don't think we have enough quartz left to make... Nope, we don't. Okay, so I don't get the Blade Runners yet. Soon. Soon we will be fast. Okay, so hard drive research. Hard drive research is new. It gives you this new tab that saves all of your recipes, so you can just not accept them. But what from watching like Total Eclipse and some other tip videos out there, so shout out to the big dogs, Total Eclipse Bits, I'm Kibitz. I've seen quite a few of them. There's quite a few content creators out there making other videos that are super useful. And I know it was definitely Total Eclipse that made a hard drive research recommendation video, and like to keep them until you need them because it locks those recipes. And I was like, that's something I didn't know about this new system. So just sharing that information as well with you if you didn't know it already. Let's just throw this back in here. Okay, so our freighter came back in the meantime while we were yapping. Let's see. Let's do this right away. Yeah, we have plenty of stuff. You can't do the trick where you can do multiple at the same time anymore. You have to wait for it to come back. You used to be able to like switch quick.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Oh man, there's lots of that too. Sweet. It means we should be able to, once we get a foundation for it. I don't like to build the space elevator like not in a home that it's gonna live. I can't even fill it yet because it's not back. We have enough stuff? Yeah, we have enough stuff. Good. We can get all three of these done then. And then tier 2, we're probably gonna shoot for that one right away. And that one right... kind of want jump pads too. Which I do have a bunch of rotors that I found, so we could probably do that one right away too. But yeah, I think we'll go with this one so we can start our power somewhere. And I'm gonna have to like do sort of a scuffed in the air build to get it to where I want to be. Here it comes. Zoom! Still one of my favorite parts of this game. Whenever you complete a tier, the big red button.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fix-It encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe
That's
out.
great.
Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
That's amazing. We're just gonna set the 4 meter. We'll pick walls out of here when we need walls, because we're not going to be doing too much fanciness to start with. We're going to do what I like to call platforms in the sky to get things going, and then we'll make it fancy later. So I think that's good. Alright, so Tier 1 upgrades. So the left mark bracket and right bracket, since I don't have a Steam Deck, or Steam Deck, I use that as my start recording, stop recording buttons, and as I was typing that in the last one, it stopped and started recording a bunch of times, and I luckily continued recording on the last one, because right bracket is start recording, so, yeah, oops, that's why it had sort of a cut there in the previous one. Okay, let's go for, we need screws. Alright, so let's see how much time we have left. 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, let's talk about our base. So up in the air here, we have our copper, and which means I'm gonna probably, there's another copper about right there. Or right there, maybe? Should show up here in a second. Yep, there it is right there. So if we need more copper, we can kind of bring it over, and we're just gonna make our copper factory in this general area here. Okay. There's 2 impure nodes of iron here that I think what we're gonna do is we're trying to get cast screws out of that hard drive. And if you do it before you do assembly, you're pretty much guaranteed to get the cast screw recipe or the iron wire recipe. So we're going to try and get both of those, so that way we can save this for just making copper sheets. So that way copper can be used for less things. So we'll just have a little copper sheet factory right here. And if we need more copper at some point in the future, we can bring it over and make more copper sheets in a little factory right here. This is going to be a small area, I think, probably right here, that'll be making screws. And if we need more screws, we'll bring more in, but I think that's going to be just a very small screw factory right there. And then I think right here in the middle between it is where we're going to move our base. So that is where I'm going to want to move power as well. But my plan is to make it... let's see. Ooh. That does not turn in a direction that works. That does, though. Okay, so that's on the grid. That's on the world grid. Okay. That's good. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 2 up. And then my floor. How does that work? How does that work? Hate to use 1 meter. So if you use like anything other than 2 or 4 meters, sometimes you don't line up right. You can fix it with ramps, but like I just don't like fixing it with ramps. I'd rather have it work where it lines up. I mean, we can go one more. I just hate to do it. Let's do it as a 2 meter. Where is that going to end us? That actually works really good. This is a really good spot. We'll go like this. Should I get this while I'm hovering up here? We'll get this together. This is our first Mercer sphere. See if it says anything as I get close.
Look through the window and witness a threat.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
That too high? That's the question. Nope, that puts us above that rock level. So we can build out all the way over here. That little rock is going to be used as sort of a... I guess a... We're going to clip through it on purpose. Is this the height that I want it to be? Oop, we have a hard drive. Yeah, I think that's... We're gonna have to do scuffed ramps for now. I'm going to be running out of plates here soon. We're going to have to ramp up plate production soon. This way I can actually walk up it. We're only going to use flying here for a little bit. I don't want to rely on this, I just want to use it to show you what I'm doing. Okay, perfect. That gives us a way up. And then we'll make a way down somewhere over here. So the plan here is we're going to move our base, our hub, I should say, some storage, and our power up here. Yeah, we're gonna need to get some plates here soon. Whereabouts? That's perfect. That's where I wanted that thing to fly to. That thing flies right through here. And I kind of wanted it, we're gonna bring this down a little bit. And there will be, because this is gonna be a little higher than everything else. And then we're gonna bring it down a notch on either side to do like the copper and that kind of thing. But this is gonna be the high point, and then we'll run everything underneath on like a logistics level. Okay, let's see if we can move some of this. Let's grab our hard drive quick. You can move this and it actually stays. Fused wire and inventory
Hard drive
slots.
analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Okay, let's leave that one in there. I do not have room. Okay, so we're gonna have to temporarily shut power down here for a second. I'm just gonna go back up quickly. For right now, we're just gonna make a storage container right here. You store everything. And we're gonna take everything. Give me up. Yep. Okay. So this is gonna shut power down here. Oops. Hub. That's not enough room. And I just put all of my building materials in this one. Okay, how about like this? I don't really like that either. We're not going to use those two power things on the end, is the plan. That gives us a little overhang over there. Yeah, I think I like that. We'll go like that. We need to get more plates going soon, because we're out of space. In fact, let's just do that quick. Let me put this stuff back in the bin. Store all. What am I missing? Anything? Put that back in here. That good? Nope. Let's grab that. And all the rest of that stuff can stay in there. And we are already running out of time. Welcome to my normal playthroughs, where I ramble for a while and then I lose track of time. That's okay. We have no power for anything. Let's just make some more plates. So what we need to do is we're going to get that power increase done. While this is doing this, we talked about base planning. And then we'll get our power increase done, and then we'll continue basic production in the next one, but I'm going to show you how I want to set up power production. Hopefully we have enough plates for this. I'd really like it more out here, but how are we doing? Can we go a little further this way? Without running out of plates? Probably not. We're probably going to need more plates. Because I need a bunch of belts as well. Alright, let's see. So, I need a storage container that starts here. Okay? And then it needs to go into a constructor, and we're just going to do a single constructor for the time being. And this is going to be biomass wood. The reason why I do wood, it doesn't make a lot of sense because it outputs way too much, but I'll show you in a second. So that is going to feed into another container. This is just enough room to do what I want to do. We're going to set the belt mode to straight, which is the greatest option. It's one of the better... what we're showing you two of probably the best 1.0 early game additions. The straight belts, and now the biomass burners that have an input. I am missing plate. Gosh darn it. We need to turn power back on. Hold on. We're going to use these temporarily. Get things started up again. So what we're going to do with this is quite simple. We're going to... Oops. Okay. Do I have extra iron here? Yeah, I do. We've got to get at least a couple of these going. I'd like to make it into, there's a manifold line and then there's a load balanced line. Manifold means if you have one input, you just split it as many times along the line to, you know, go from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 or whatever, however many, and it makes it really compact. And how that works is basically you would go, essentially like you would set up on each of these squares, for example, I'd set up like 1, 2, 3, 4 here, okay, and I'd have a splitter 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and it would just go 1, 2, 3, 4. However, if you split this, let's say it's a 60 belt, 30 goes this way, 30 goes this way, then you split it again, 15 goes this way, 15 goes this way, then you split it again, and 7.5 goes this way, 7.5 goes this way. So this last one's only getting 7.5. This one needs to fill up. Then it pushes the other 30 down the line. So you need to wait for it to fill. And if you have any interruption in service, then it like screws up. The other way is you do a splitter where you go one left, one right. So you go 30 here, 30 there. Then you may, let's say you want to make it into another split of 3 ways, and you have 10, 10, 10 equally with another splitter. And that's how I want to do this is I'd like to split it into 2 rows of 3 or 2 rows of 4 even at some point. And we're going to do it with splitters, obviously. I'm going to be short, I think. But I think what we're going to do, 2 should be enough. 2 should be enough for what I would like to do. One, 2, right? 1, 2. Try and get this centered. In the right spot. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so here's the theory, right? We put a splitter here. We put a belt here. And then do I have enough room to do it with this? No, not currently. That's okay. For now, we're just going to have 2 and we'll fix it later. So that's going to be our setup, basically. And we're going to set a power pole here and a power pole here. Hook these up. I'm actually going to put one right in the middle as well. Like that. Okay. So what you do then is you come over here, we grab our wood out of this. Okay. And we feed our wood into this. Okay. And this slowly just pumps away biomass. Okay. This is gonna blow the breaker, isn't it? No, because we have something that's full. Or not running. Yeah, we have stuff that's not running. We should be okay. And then this'll pick up once it fills. So this is gonna fill this container if there's overflow, okay? And this'll give us room. Oh shoot, no, it won't. Here, I have to rebuild this once we get the other thing. That's okay, lots of rebuilding happens. This allows us to basically make our biomass from any extra leaves that we end up getting when we start cutting down trees, and just to shove it in here like this. So like I could make this into more biomass and that would feed more biomass into here. We could actually turn it around, possibly, and squeeze it in this way. We might end up doing that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I can move this over as well. Or move this whole setup over as well. But yeah, once we get the pellets, we'll figure that out. So this is going to use 10 per minute. And this line supports 60, which is why I was thinking we would do 3, right? So what we might end up doing is shortening this up, putting a splitter here, and then go 1, 2, 3 on each side. And then we'll put another splitter here with this line and go 1, 2, 3. So that's how we're going to set up our power, and then we can expand this from here. But this gives us more power that we desperately need. And then what we can do then is we can turn like this on, for example. That we've needed to do for some time, so we can automate plate. Oop, I've been playing for 2 hours apparently. Shh. It's lying. I've only been playing for 39 minutes. So that takes care of these two then. We have our power increase, which we will do further, obviously. And then our basic production is essentially taken care of. We have our rods, our plates, our concrete, and our power, and our copper, all making things. And then we have to start getting those recipes, obviously, for the things, but we can start building it up here. That's the plan. So the next one, I think what we're going to end up doing is increasing the size of this platform, and in order to do that, we need to start increasing the production of this stuff. And once we increase the production of this stuff, we can then build more platform to start bringing this. So my plan with the iron, so here's what we're going to do with routing. We're going to talk a little bit more about base planning. Copper, like I said, is going to get routed this way, and probably this way towards the end of this, wherever we decide to start the copper production. And it's going to live in this general area over here, okay? Like in a square somewhere in this area. And then the out part of it is going to go this way, Okay, so we're going to end up building sort of a central storage area somewhere at maybe this level, right? But somewhere out here, okay? So we're going to bring all of our outputs to somewhere out in this general area, but we're going to probably shorten it for now and bring it just past where we have our base. And we'll just bring a ramp down to our little central storage area, okay? And this, all these all these irons will eventually be on a platform that's about at this level where this ramp is. In fact, we'll probably increase the size of this ramp and just bring the copper up, or we'll just make a conveyor lift. And it's going to run at this level all the way down this way. And we're going to bring it up because it's going to join with these iron and these iron. So there's 2 impiers and there's 4 impiers over here. And those iron are all going to join together to make our big iron warehouse that's going to take up this whole area. So that's the plan. That's sort of the base plan that we're going to have for this. There's going to be copper over here, iron stuff over here. This is going to be a little tiny screw factory. And then, like I said, everything's going to sort of come and assemble in this area that we currently have. And then the only other thing we have to do is deal with concrete production, which we're also going to have to ramp up. And I think we're going to do that back over here. So this is going to be the copper, like I said, and then we're going to bring all the... let me show you where the limestone is. There's a limestone right here. You're going to see another one pop up that way. Why did it not show up? There. There's 2 of them right there. We're going to bring some limestone that way, down this way. So this is going to go underneath and to the back and then up. So that's going to be our lower layer. It's just going to be on the ground. And then there's also another one that's right here. Okay. So we're going to bring all of our concrete up and we're going to do that right in this general area. And then copper is going to be in this general area. Screws are going to be over here. And iron's going to be this whole big square. Like this. So that's the plan of the starter factory. And that's what we're going to start working on the next one. I'm going to let some things cook in the background, get some resources built up, possibly increase the size of this. Maybe we'll wait until the next one to do that. But that's where we're going to leave you for today. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.